Hello and good to see everyone again in this new year. Maybe some of you joined our live events before. Maybe some of you are new to our live webinars and are joining us for the first time. But this is a very special occasion for us. My name is Alin Belu, and I will be your host in this evening. And what I want to say is that today is the launch of our new weekly webinar series, a series of events hosted by my colleague Octavian Nadolu, product manager at Oxygen XML. And in our first session, titled AI Powered Development Part 1, Automating Error Resolution, will show you how to revolutionize your error resolution process using the latest automation features in Oxygen XML Editor. And as I said, my colleague Octavian will show you how to define and customize quick fixes, resolve issues efficiently, fix errors from anywhere, and leverage AI-powered batch processing. But more on this, he will talk about later, because he will be introducing you to the Apply All Default Quick Fix Proposals tool, which enables you to effortlessly apply all suggested quick fixes without wasting any more time, especially for newcomers. This webinar is being recorded. This means that in the following days, the recording will be made available on the event page on our site, oxygenxml.com, along with Octavian's slides. And of course, we will upload it to our YouTube channel, Oxygen XML, where you have a whole library of video tutorials. And another important aspect of today's event is that as we go along, we encourage you to ask us questions by using the GoToWebinar questions panel, where our colleague, Teodor Templaru, will assist us by answering to all of your questions in real time. And of course, we will be addressing those questions again at the end in a Q&A session, where you are also invited to join in with your questions. With all of this being said, now I leave you with Octavian Nadolu. Octavian, you have the floor.
Thank you, Alin. Thank you for the presentation. Let me share my screen. I think I will stop my camera at some point, so I'll have full support to show you what I have here. So today we'll discuss about automatic error resolution. We'll discuss how to add guidelines to your project, why it's important to have rules for your project, how you can correct this, how you can automatically use actions to correct these problems, and how you can use AI in order to solve this issue or check different problems from your project. Before I go forward, I want to tell you that I have a little bit of cold, so in case I will stop at some point to drink some tea, don't worry. I'll just try to remain focused and give you all the information as better as I can. And as Alin told you, in the backstage, it's our colleague, Teo Templaru, that will answer to your questions. So do not spare him. Ask him questions during the webinar if you have any question. So this being said, let's go to the agenda of the webinar. So we'll discuss about defining validation rules for your project, why this is important, then how you can create actions that will help you to solve these validation problems, how you can do this automatically, and how you can batch solve all the problems from your project. Then at the end, we'll focus on the AI part, that can come for the validation errors, but also some AI actions that allows you to correct the problems from the project without having AI actions. So are some interesting aspects that you can use in Oxygen with or without AI, and we'll go through all of them. So first of all, why it's important to have validation rules for your project. Usually you need to maintain the accuracy and the consistency of the data. So you need to make sure that your data is as is defined as you want, and maybe conform with some specific standards that you have in your organization or in the industry, or you have maybe some specific standards for your project. Also, it's important that you can detect the problems during the editing process. So you can get like a validation problem highlight or a validation warning that will say that this is not correct, and you'll also learn during the editing process what is good to do and what is not. Then also it will facilitate to run these rules automatically, so they can run on a server. You can have an overview of the validation problems from your project and check if the status of your project is correct and can be published, for example. Then you can check also when commit are made on a project and new validation rules were broken, then you can enforce to reject the commit or send to the user some information about the commit that is not correct. So the rules enhance the overall quality of the project, and it's important to have rules in your project. And in this webinar, I choose to focus on a data project. Of course, you can use any type of project. So if you have any type of XML project, you can apply the same rules that I described here in this webinar. But I decided to use a data project for this webinar. You can also use these type of rules also for development projects such as XSLT or XSD projects, let's say, that you have, and you can have also their rules and apply the same type of fixes. So for a data project, you can verify, for example, if a title is present in a topic or in a task. So you can verify the structure if it's as you want, or you can verify something that is specific for organization, like the output class have some predefined classes that you want for your organization, or check the cross references from the data project. Or you can verify if the keywords are set in each of the task or the topics, and also the author maybe it's set. So you can enforce different rules on the project and make sure when these topics are created or the files are created, you'll have this information in the file. And to implement this type of rules, you can use, for example, schemas that can verify the structure and check if the structure is conform with the schema that you define. So you can use XSD, DTD, or Relax and G schema. You can also implement custom rules with Schematron. You can have a terminology checker. You can have also other type of plugins or other type of checks on your project. So you can implement also different other type of checks, not necessarily using schema. Before I go forward, I have a question for you here. Do you use validation rules for your project? And I added here the answers with schema. So yes, I'm using schema, or yes, I'm using Schematron, or yes, I'm using a terminology checker, or yes, I'm using a custom implementation, or maybe I don't use any validation rules, and I know that, or maybe I'm working without any validation rules on the project. So so we'll see how this goes. So I think we can leave this for a few moments. And if you have custom implementation, maybe you can add, if you want the custom implementation that you want to use, you can add it in the questions panel. So we'll know what type of custom implementation do you use. So I think we can stop the poll. So yeah, I think most of you are using schemas and schematrons, but there are some of you that are using term checker or custom rules, and there are some of you that are not using any validation rule. So maybe I'll convince you to use them and why this is important to have. So the presentation will focus mainly on the validation rules generated by the schema validation, either XSD, DTD, Relax, and G, or schematron validation. So it's not focused on custom rules that you make or on terminology checker rules. So in Oxygen, you can perform a validation with the schema either manual, so you choose the schema that you want to validate with. You can also link the schema directly in the document, have a processing instruction or the schema linked on the root element, and this schema will be used automatically for validation. But the best way is to use validation scenarios, because this will be saved and this can be shared very easily with others. And you can, for example, define a validation scenario and apply a schema on a set of files or on a project folder, and all these documents will be validated with that scenario. Or better, you can validate a specific document type. For example, you can define that you want to validate data documents or docbook documents or XSLT documents with some specific scenario that you define. I added here a link in the documentation how you can create these scenarios, but I think this is the most used way to add validation rules in Oxygen. And I'll show you what I implemented in the project. So I created here a project. It's about a blog. I called it mini blog because I got only some topics for this presentation from our blog. And for this blog, I added some custom rules. So this is in fact a data project. It has some topics with different descriptions here. And in the project, for this project, I added an extension of the data framework. So if I open this file, this is a script file that says that it's an extension of a data document type, and it adds specific this validation scenario. So I have the validation of the data. So my topics, my documents are data, but I want to add also some custom rules for my project to emphasize some of the rules that I want to show you, and you'll see what rules I will have. To create this type of framework is very easy. So you just need to go here in the new, select extended data framework, and then when you hit create, you have like a draft, and you just add the information with the file with the document type that you want to extend, and then the other information what you want to customize from the framework. And in order to use this extension, you need to go here in the additional framework directory and specify the directory where is located the extension. And then you'll see the extension here in the document types. So if you double click on this, I can visualize here. I can see that I have the data validation with the data rules that are specific for data framework, but I have also some custom rules that I define here. And these are from my project, are some schematron rules that I define here in the project. So the idea is that now if I share this project with you, you'll have the same rules that I have here, and you'll get all this information, so you can also play with this type of rules if you want. After the webinar, we'll share these files with you so you can test them. So now, because I have this validation rule, when I open one of these files, I'll have some validation problems reported because I enforced some rules that are not specific for data. It's just for my project. For example, I wanted to have a short description here, and I added as a warning, and I want to have the topic ID equal with the file name. So in my case, the topic ID is something generated. If I copy the topic ID from here, I can go to here and correct the name, and now I'll get rid of the error. Then I need to have also short description here, and I can insert one, then insert the content of the short description. Here I need to have an output class set. So I don't want to have in my data documents code blocks without output class. So I can use this drop down here to select an output class. I have also this action that helps me to select more easily and define an output class. So now, every time when I open a document from my project, or if someone creates a document in my project, we'll need to follow these rules. So probably first time it'd be harder to solve all of them because you need to go through all of the errors that I enforced and just edit each one of them and make sure that it's valid. But after you correct all of them, then you just need to follow the rules as you edit them. So you'll see later this information. Then here I have a rule that says that I need to have an alternate element for an image. So I can get to here and insert an alternate element and insert the description of the image. So I can also validate all the files from this folder or the topics, and you see that I have a lot of problems. There are a lot of problems that I need to solve, and it's not very easy for me to solve them manually, but it's okay that I know where they are. I enforce these rules. I need to have this alternate text in the image, and it's important for my blog. I need to have a short description. So also, it's important. I need to have this topic ID equal with the file name because I have some references that are based on this. So there are some rules that are very important for my blog, and I need to solve them somehow. And these rules will also remain forever. So if something happens during, I don't know, creation of another topic, it will follow these rules also. Okay. Then you can go forward. You can also have some validation actions that will allow you to solve these issues more easily. So if you define some validation action, this will allow the user to solve the validation problem consistent. So they will solve the validation problem in the same way. When they will insert, for example, a new ID, automatically can insert the name of the file, or when it says that a validation element, an alternate element should be inserted for image, it will insert the specific element in the right place, or the short description, and so on. So it will improve the time. It will reduce the time that you spend when you solve this issue. You'll also learn, because as you go to correct these problems, you'll also learn where you need to specify this element, or how you need to insert this information in the document, and it will speed up your work because you'll do it much faster, and will not get you in trouble, because the actions will not insert other problems in the document. Maybe users somehow some of them will not know how to solve these issues, and they can bring errors. And let me show you what these actions can do. So we'll close these files first, and then here, instead of this validation scenario, I have another validation scenario that this time it uses quick fix actions for the validation problems that I enforced on the project. So now when I open the file, I'll see that I have the action that the short description I have the validation problem that the short description should be added, but I have also an action that will allow me to insert it very easy. So it speeds up a lot my work, and I can insert, for example, set the ID very easily. Then here I need to add the output class, and starts this pop-up, and I can just specify that this is XML, and I can go forward similarly to the next document. And for example, here I need a prologue, and you see that it adds a structure, so I can define a structure that needs to be inserted in the document for the prologue, and let the user just to insert the information that it's relevant for him, like the author. Let's say here I added my name. Then also the ID, and we can go forward to the other. Here the alternate element is inserted, and also placeholder here that specify where you need to insert the content description for the alternate element. So this is good. It helps me to solve this very easily, and I will not make mistakes when I use these actions, and I will solve them consistently. So everyone will use this type of prologue. So, or if I change this action to insert a different prologue, it's very easy to do this. But what we added in the latest version, Oxygen 27, it's an action that will allow you to apply all the fixes from the document automatically. So this will improve your efficiency, because you don't need to go to each of them manually. You just need to choose that you want to apply all of them, and then all the problems from the document will be solved. And you can preview the modifications. You can accept them, and then you can also change between text and author mode. And this action is available for any type of XML document that has this quick fix action. So as I said earlier, even XSD or XSLT projects can use the same approach. And I will show you how this new action works. So let me undo the changes that I made in the document. And now if I go here on this problem in the contextual menu, I have this quick fix, but I have also this apply quick fix, apply all quick fix proposals that I can use. The same action is available also here in the quick fix menu. So you can choose the action that you want to perform, but you can also say, okay, I want to apply all the fixes from the project. And what this action does, it executes each one of the fixes, checks if there are no conflicts between them, and presents you a visual diff with the changes. So you can see that here the ID was changed, the short description was inserted, the output class also, and then you can just accept the changes. And similarly for the next document, you can go to any place in the document, and if you use this quick fix action, you can say, okay, I want to apply all the fixes from the document, and automatically all the problems are solved. So here in the right is the proposed change with the changed ID, prologue inserted, and then the other information with the alternate image inserted here for each image. Of course, you can go also in the text mode to see the changes. So you can switch between them if you want. And then when you consider that everything is okay, you can accept them. So this is good. It speeds up my work, and it can be executed both from author but also from the text page similarly. So you can go here in the text page, and also here you have the apply quick fix action. After the quick fix action, you'll find the apply a quick fix action, and it will do the same thing. Or in the quick fix menu, also you have the action available, and will perform the similar task. Okay, I think we can go further and say, okay, it's okay, but how about applying all the fixes from the project? So because I enforced some rules, I want to correct them all at once, and this will help me because when I define some rules, it will automatically allow me to solve all of them, and then the people will not need to solve each one of them manually. And this action can be used on a project, can be used on a selected resources. So you can select the resources that you want to apply the fixes for the data map. You can also define a working set, a set of files that you want to apply the fixes for. And I will show you an example for this. So for my project, I can go here in the tools, and I can use the action from here, apply all default quick fix proposals. And this allows me to select also a scope. So I want to apply it on a project, on the selected resources, and on the data map, so on. I can also add a filter. So for example, in my project, I have schematron, CSS, images, but I want to focus on only on the data files. So I can say, okay, I want to apply on the project, but check only all the data files. And if I apply this action on the project, on the data documents, this will go through all the documents, will validate them, and then will apply all the fix action from the project. And we see the results of the action. I can go through all of the fixes that were made, short description inserted, alternate text added. So there are different type of rules that I enforce here. and I can check them, and when I consider that I think it's okay, I can accept them. Here in the top of the dialog, you have the changes that were performed, and there are also some warnings here. So in case some of the fixes will not be executed because they are in conflict, so they will change the same element, the same information, then this will be rejected, and you'll get this information here that a specific quick fix add prologue, for example, was not performed. But don't worry, so you can apply again the action after you apply first, and next time there will be no conflict, so you can apply also these fixes. So you can apply this from the tools menu, but this is available also in the project menu. So in the refactoring here, you have this apply all fixes action that will perform the same thing. This time the scope is selected resources because I selected the folder, and it will just do the same thing. Process the files that are in this folder and apply the fixes. You can use this action also from the data map, and in this case also from the contextual menu. You have in the refactoring here the apply all quick fix proposal, and this time the information will the files will be collected from the data map hierarchy, and it will check all the files that are referred in the map, collect them, validate them with rules that are defined, and then apply the actions that are provided for these files, and get the preview result with the changes that were made. So this is great. So if I enforce rules, it's very easy for me now to apply them on the project and fix all the validation problems at once. And then I will also have these rules set if someone edits later this document, and make sure that they will see the changes that they need to make to have the document valid as I want. But we can do better. So why don't you use AI to generate also some of the information defined by the this action, AI action, this quick fix action. So for example, instead of inserting directly the short description element, you can use AI to generate also the content of the short description by reading the content of the file and generating a short description. And this will help me a lot because I don't need to start reading each of the files and writing a short description. The AI will generate the short description for me. So I can call the AI when the short description is inserted and generate the content, or generate index terms. So I need to add the index terms for my topic, so it will help me on search, and I can insert them manually by checking the document, but I can also use AI to do this, or generate the text for the alternate image. So I don't need to do this manually. I can just use an action that will insert this description of the image by reading the image content, or add an output class for a code. I don't need to do this manually. I can say, okay, check the code and generate the output class. And let's see how this works. So for this, I created a new scenario, this time that uses same action, but also some AI to improve the content that it's inserted by the action. So when you change this this validation scenario directly in the AXF, Oxygen loads the framework, so you don't need to do anything. So this will be loaded automatically in the document type. If we go here to view the framework, you'll see that now the new rules are used. So this is why I change here the validation scenario. And now, after I change the scenario, I will have some fixes that will use AI. And let's go to the first document. And if you go here, we see that it says, okay, you need to have a short description. But now I added this AI marker here for the action, because in the action I call the AI Positron engine to generate a short description from my current document. So the action will insert the short description, but the content will be taken from the AI. So if I press this, a short description will be inserted, and the short description is generated directly from this content. Then I have another here that says, okay, I need an index term specifying the prologue. And also here I use AI to generate the index term, so I don't need to go through the document to read it. I just call this action to insert the index term, and the index term are inserted in the document by reading the content of the document. Some of the actions will not use AI, so you can mix them. So this one, I don't need to use AI for it to generate to insert the file name. I'll just use the quick fix that doesn't use AI. Then for the code block, I have here a code block that has some XML content, so I can use AI to add the output class. And the AI engine detects that it's XML and uses the language XML output class. Cool, right? Then another one. For this file, I have a prologue that needs to be inserted. So someone created the topic but didn't create the prologue. So it added the author, the content, but added also some keywords that are also taken from the document. So it reads the document content and generates this information here. Also, the ID can be fixed without using AI. And then we can go to the next issue here. This time it's an image. It's a configuration dialog here, and I need to add a description, an alternate element. And also for this, I can use AI. So I can ask AI to describe this image for me. And I have a description of the image. So it says that it's an output settings dialog, and it options a file to as result CSV. So it has also open in editor, so it describes very well the image. And this will help me a lot. So I can go forward to do the same thing with other images from here. Say, okay, generate this image also. It's very easy now to correct the image, and it helps him more because it generates also the content for me. And even better, so let me undo the changes. I can also apply these AI actions automatically on the entire project. So instead of going through each one, I can say, okay, I go here in the project and say that I want to apply all the fixes. I'll go with the selected resources, and I want to preview the changes. You can also apply directly the changes if you want, but maybe after you trust the tool that it does the changes that you want and doesn't make mistakes. So maybe it's better to check the changes before applying them. Of course, this time the action will take a little bit longer because the AI Positron engine will be called to check this information from here and generate the content that I want. So now the rules that I enforced are fixed. So the problem will be solved and very fast for me. So I have here the ID set, I have the keywords, I have the alternate image, and this is great for me. So can go through all of these files and we'll see that the changes are made in the document and you can review them before accepting. So for all these files will perform similar fixes. Okay, I think we can go forward. So quick fix actions that are using AI are very good because allow you to solve a specific issue without breaking any other thing and call the AI just to generate, for example, a short description, and you control exactly the content that you send to the server. So you can specify what you want to send to the AI and where this content will be inserted. So the quick fix action will allow you to perform this, and you can apply this batch as you've seen. So you can solve each problem manually, and this is useful maybe when you are editing documents and you don't have a set of errors like I have here. You just get that you need to have a short description. It will just speed up your work because you just need to say, okay, I need to use this action, and it will generate a short description for me very easy, or an index term, or will add the alternate image. But you can also use it as refactoring action, or as an action that will, for example, enforce index term in all the projects. I don't have index term in the project, or I don't have alternate image in the project. I can enforce it using these actions, and then I can also correct them all, but using this AI fix it with apply all quick fix action. So this is good. Then we have another solution, AI Positron Fix action. This is an action that doesn't need a quick fix in order to solve the error. This action allows you to correct a problem just by using the message from the validation engine. And you can use different type of validation, for example, schema validation or schematron validation, and the validation message that you get from the schema with the context can be used to solve this issue without the need to create an action anymore. And of course, you can customize the message that is sent to the AI if you are using schematron validation. And I will show you also how this action works. So let me switch back to Oxygen. I think we can remove the fixed action now. So now we'll have a project without fixed action. And if I go to my file and validate it, I'll have the validation rules that I set and the errors here, and I can go here in the results view and say, okay, I want to use to correct this problem using a Positron Fix action. And if I call this action, I'll get a result here in the chat view of the AI Positron Assistant that will add the output class for my code block. It adds also an ID, so I can change a little bit the message from here if I don't want the ID, maybe, but it does the same thing as the action that I performed that I had earlier. So you can use also this type of action if you want. I think we can do a similar fix, for example, for the alternate images. So also here you can say, okay, I need to have an alternate text, and I can use the AI fix to create the alternate text. But this time you notice that not an alternate element, it's added an alternate attribute, but it's okay for me. So you have a solution to solve it. You can also change the prompt here, so change the message from here to generate an alternate text. So this action, it's a little bit much smarter because it's smarter because it allows you to solve without having some validation actions to solve it. And there are advantages, but there are also challenges here. So you don't need an action. The fix is generated automatically. It reduces the complexity because you don't need to create this action and you don't need to maintain them. But there are also some challenges. Sometimes doesn't work as you want and you need to change the message, or you need to make other modification in order to make it perform right. You cannot perform batch, so you need to perform this manually. This action right now doesn't have the support to perform on the entire file or a batch on the project. And sometimes you need to make maybe modification in another place. So the quick fix action, it's smarter in this case because it allows you to perform exactly the changes that you want in the specified content. Then we have another action that it's called fix validation problems. And this action allows you to correct all the problems from the document at once. So it will send the document with the validation problems from the document to the AI engine, and you'll get back the result with all the issues solved from the document. And this action also can be run on the entire project. You can use it like a refactoring action. Right now, I will show you how this is available. So let me go here in the project. Let's use it on this file, for example. So here in the Positron, if you open a file, you'll see in the intelligent agents, you'll see this fixed validation problem. And if you click it, Oxygen automatically will validate the document, you'll get the validation problems, and will send them to the AI with the document that needs to be checked. Of course, this action takes a little bit longer because it will process the entire content of the document. But it depends on the engine that you are using. Maybe if you are using a local engine or a model that you have on your machine or on your own servers, it will be faster and will not cost you very much. And in this case, I think it didn't perform very well, but we'll see. So this action also can be used batch, so you can create like a refactoring action that will go through each of the files and run on each file and correct the problem and get the result back. It's not implemented this refactoring action in Oxygen, but it can be used. So we came to a conclusion here. Defining validation rules for a project is important. You can enforce your own rules specific for your project, as I did for my blog here, but there can be rules, I don't know, rules that are from the company or from the government or other type of rules that you need to follow, and you need to have restriction in the document. You can use quick fix action to solve these rules and enforce these rules on your documents much consistent, and will not break the document when you use this action. Then these tools that we added in the latest version that allow you to correct all the problems from the document, it's much smarter, and it allows you to batch process all the documents, so you can use it very well to perform also refactoring action. For example, you can say, okay, define a rule that specify I don't know, checks a specific element name and change it in other. So you can just add the rule for this and apply on the entire project. So you can use it in different ways. You can use this action also with AI, and these are very powerful. So you've seen that you can generate different information in your document just by using AI, and you can perform complex corrections using AI. You can also use these new actions that allow you to correct the entire document content, or solve each problem manually without having an AI fix. This depends on your use case. So sometimes it's useful also to have this action to just solve an issue that comes, and maybe you don't know how to solve it. You ask AI to solve the error. You don't need to create an action to solve the error, and you see what the AI proposes you, and then you can decide if you want or not the changes proposed. So this is also a tool that it's important, and I think it can be used very, very good. We have also a lot of future plans. I added some plans here that we have for this AI fixes. So we intend to add this apply all fixes action also in the scripting. So you'll be able to run it on a server to correct the problems automatically. And I think this will be also a step forward, because you can enforce some rules, have some action, and then you can also have this support to solve them using a script. You can also, we also intend to improve this Positron Fix action, also provide maybe more context, and maybe use it directly on the all errors from a file. we want also to improve the fixed validation problems action. This action, it's smart, but we need to work a little bit more. Also, maybe provide this batch refactoring action as built-in action to solve all the problems from the project without having any quick fix need to be defined. And of course, your feedback is welcome. So we wait for your feedback. I have a question also for you here. What future development would you like to see from those that I proposed? But if you have other suggestions, you can also use the question panel and provide us other suggestions that you have there. So I added here the suggestion that I propose with apply all fix action in the scripting, improving on the AI Positron Fix, as I said, to run it on a batch set of errors, or to improve this validation fix problem, fix validation problems, to solve them, solve all the problems automatically. So if you have also other suggestions, you can send them in the questions panel, so we'll know about them, or you can also send them later if you want. I'll drink some tea right now because I have time. So I think we can stop the poll. So thank you for sharing this information. So I see that most of you voted for apply all fixes in the scripting. So we'll add this on the issue. Also for the other tools to our votes. So thank you for sharing this information. Added here some resources. We'll share also these slides with you, so you can check also the resources from here. So I think we got to the end of the webinar. We have some time for question. So I'll give control to Aline to read some of the questions that you addressed. And of course, if you have other questions, you can ask them.
Thank you, Octavian. I think that you can keep control in case that we need to show something to our audience, some hands-on examples. We can also turn our cameras on just to see each other again. I want to give a big thank you to you, Octavian. I know that, as you said, you were previously a little bit ill, but you had an amazing presentation, as always.
Oh, thank you. You are too kind.
And your voice didn't crack at all, so it was very, very good.
This, because yesterday was not so good as today.
Yeah.
But
well, you had some good tea on hand.
Yeah, and honey.
Well, we received some questions. Some questions are related to quick fixes, and some questions, many questions are related to AI, and we can try to address them now. If we cannot, we will definitely return with an email afterwards. So our first question is, can we apply a quick fix to add AI generated titles to images?
Yeah, sure. Similarly as I did with the alternate element, you can also generate titles just by using the image and say, okay, describe the content of the image and generate for me a title. I will share this this project with you, and if you want to check the AI fixes that I used here, you can see how I implemented for the alternate images and the prologue, and of course you can perform a similar thing. So it's not something that I did very spectacular here. It's just a simple prompt that I said, okay, create a short description alternate text from this image, and then I specify the image location. And probably instead of adding the alternate element, you can add a rule to add an alternate text, and instead of checking the alternate image, you can specify the text here. So yeah, you can do this.
Another question sounds like this. If we have multiple fixes defined for the same problem, which fix will be applied?
By default, we get the first fix that you have. So in case, for example, here you have multiple fixes specified, the first one that is in the list will be used. But you can also specify the fix that you want to use by using this attribute SQF default fix, and specify that you want to apply this default fix. So this is how you can define a default fix directly in assert. But if you don't define it, automatically the first one will be used. Usually, I think there is only one, but in case you have multiple, you can use this default fix.
Thank you. We have a common question that rises from time to time. Is it safe to use AI in Oxygen when you are working on a confidential project?
Yeah, the idea is that Oxygen provides support to use AI. So you can use a connection directly to the OpenAI, and using directly the API, OpenAI said that they will not use your confidential information. But other solution is to have your own model, and you can connect Oxygen Positron directly to your own model, or to your Azure AI model, to your Llama. So you can also have your own model, and then being in your company will be safe, much safer than being to the OpenAI engine. Maybe this depends on what you want to use, but even if you use directly the OpenAI, they say that to not use this information if it's set through the API support.
Thank you. And another question seems to be more specific. To use the AI, is it a must to either continue with GitHub or Google account? I am a licensed Oxygen user. However, this is registered to my office email ID. How can I use AI?
I didn't got the question. Can you repeat it? So
to use the AI, is it a must to either continue with GitHub or Google account? I am a licensed Oxygen user. However, this is registered to my office email ID. How can I use AI?
So in order to use AI in Oxygen, you need to have either AI Positron Enterprise or AI AI Positron plugin. And if you have, for example, an Oxygen Enterprise license, you can use it for free, the Enterprise, AI Positron Enterprise, with your own large language model. If you want to use the plugin with OpenAI, then yeah, you need to get a license and you need to buy a license, you need to check. Maybe you can send us more information on email so we can see exactly how you want to use it.
Exactly. You can send Octavian an email. You can see his address here, or you can send to our support at oxygenxml.com, and we will answer. We will get into more details. I will take control now. Again, a big thank you to Octavian for his presentation, but also the biggest thank you is to our audience, of course, that join us for each event. I want to remind you that today's webinar was recorded, as we do with all of our online events, and in the following days will be uploaded to our site, and of course to our YouTube channel, Oxygen XML. And this is another reason to register to our webinars. Even if you can't join us live, we will send you a notification with the link so you can view it when you have the time. And I talked in the beginning that today marks the launch of our new webinar series, a series of webinars where we will meet Octavian weekly, because next week we will have the AI-powered development part 2, enhancing development workflows with AI Positron. So don't miss this opportunity to see how AI can revolutionize your approach to XML development and content management by gaining valuable insights into AI-enhanced development tools, custom AI actions, AI in Schematron, and AI with XSLT. And
I will talk. Sorry, a little bit. I will talk a little bit in deep about the fix action, for example, that I presented today. You'll see how this will be implemented and how you can create this quick fix action using AI. So I didn't go too deep here because it's the next webinar would be more on the technical part, how you can do this in deep, so you can implement this. Okay, sorry.
Yes, for this first event, we laid down the basis on which we will build in the following weeks. So on February 12th, we will have the querying and transforming JSON documents webinar, where you will learn how to unlock the full potential of JSON documents with Oxygen. This live event will demonstrate you how to efficiently transform JSON into XML, HTML, or other formats using powerful XSLT and XQuery processing tools. So join us on February 12th to dive into the advanced techniques for querying JSON data effectively with XPath expressions or XQuery. So, of course, I encourage you to take a look at our events page on oxygenxml.com, because we will be continuously scheduling new events for the following months to come. So you can also see our calendar, where you can meet the Oxygen XML team in person at the multiple conferences that are yet to come. So we reached the ending of our event. Thank you, Octavian. If you have some last words for our audience.
Thank you, Aline. Thank you, Theo, for being in the backstage here for the support. So thank you, everyone, for joining us, and see you next time.
Yes, a big thank you to Teodor Templaru, and of course, a big thank you to you all. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.